Welcome to Lantern's Insight, where we take Magic the Gathering's long lore, break it down, and dramatically retell it back to you. All characters and art are owned by Magic the Gathering, Wizards of the Coast, and Hasbro. If you want to learn more about Magic the Gathering, the game, please visit the links down below. Thraben has the biggest mausoleums of all of Innistrad. For years, the walled city has been the safest place for humans to lay their dead to the blessed sleep. But lately, this place was no longer the safest. A mausoleum guard pulls aside the lid to one grave.
Lothar.
The man who brought him in told us he was spouting some madness before he jumped. Something of a moon, lies, and a five-legged shrew?
Ramblings of a mind pushed past its breaking point, and only that, I assure you.
Thalia traces her fingers over his skin, etched in strange and crude sigils. Are they the cult, Mom?
No, not these. Just by a man who likes to inflict pain.
Aye, it's growing darker out there each day. People are turning to unsavory things with the disappearance of Avacyn and McCoyus and all.
Who told you of that?
No one, I swear. I just was on duty the night they brought him in.
Keep it to yourself, then. We have no reason to spread panic. I'm going to find the devil that did this.
Thalia storms away, thoughts on one man she knew Lothar was hunting before he disappeared, Tybalt. As she climbed the stairs into the main cathedral, she decided that would be her next task. Her mind was so clouded with righteous justice that she missed the nod of her fellow Cathar, Robin.
Who was that?
The new guardian.
What of Lothar?
Dead. Madness, they say. Best not to dwell on it. Father is this way. He stops at the door. I must put an official report in for this relic. Wait for me here. Robin enters the offices of Joffredus, which, unlike most priests, hold many more relics than normal. My son? Father! They embrace. He pulls away with passion in his old eyes. Sit. Tell me of your success. He produces a roll of thick leather and places it on the desk. Joffredus quickly unrolls it. Careful. Do not touch the blade. Joffredus carefully reveals the blade, its odd helix shape and its black coloring. My search took me to Petrie, the Thatcher's grave. I've never seen a grave like that. It was still wet with blood. So much of it. The town was against it, but I had the grave exhumed. There was his body, dead as stone, but still pulsing fresh blood as if the heart still beat. It seems like a single scratch of this blade results in endless bleeding. I had the body burned. Petrie will never have the blessed sleep he deserves, but he will no longer taint the earth. His betrothed left for a monastery nearby. She brought me to my next clue, letters detailing his role in this tale. It seems he was on the noble hunt of a vampire, one named Thatu Reinegger. He had very slight training in the art of the holy hunt, but he was no match for this vampire lord and the bloodletter. Thatu had the sword, not Petrie. Yes, he bought it from... His lips almost shape the words Rika, but then thinks better of it. A passing merchant. Must have stumbled across a hidden cavern somewhere. Perhaps, but Thatu had possession of the thing now. So my mission was clear. Hunt the vampire lord down. I tracked him to a castle in Stensia. Along the paths, I was attacked by a party of the monsters. But when I cursed their names in the name of their master, they looked afraid. When they learned of my goal, they simply vanished into the night. The rest of my long trip was completely without incident. The vampires simply let you into their territory. More than that. I found dead wolves cleared before me, and even the castle doors were left open. They guided me to Thatu, and when I saw him, he wasn't right. There were fanged skulls all around him. He looked anything but the usual unholy grace of his brethren. When I knocked the bloodletter from his hands, it was as if he rushed into my blade. I would soon learn why. The blade is a double-edged sword. Vampires are not afraid of the thing because of its blood power, but because of the power against the cursed. It gives them final rest. Rika and I would learn that soon after we ran into yet another conflict. What was that? Twin necromancers. The twin necromancers that Robin speaks of are Gissa and Geralf, who are currently bickering in a small parish graveyard.
Like pine wood. They burned like pine wood. Who in the right mind uses lamp oil instead of blood?
It creates better joint lubrication, allowing for more dexterity, sister. Not that you would know, since your risen creak with every movement.
At least my creaking ghouls have a little rot on them so they don't ignite in a blaze like my bedroom.
Oh, will you just let that be in the past already?
The past? It was last week, and I had a very special ribbon in there. It was cornflower blue.
Ribbon. That's all you care about? You had one job, Gissa, destroy Thraben.
While you had all the fun killing Uncle?
At least I brought you some of him. Geralt holds out a bloodied heart.
Oh, his heart. I love hearts. You know me too well, brother. I forgive you. Let's never let anyone come between us again.
Liliana enters the hallowed ground and casually takes a seat on a tombstone between them.
Am I interrupting?
Yes, you are. Grimgrin?
A giant zombie raises his huge sickle for a hand. Now, let's not be hasty. I invited her here. This is my dear friend Lily.
Charmed, I'm sure.
She lifts her hand to the other necromancer. Gissa doesn't take it, but sniffs it instead.
I don't like her. She smells like roses. I hate roses.
Ah, well, I hate little girls who don't know their place.
Gissa straightens as she gathers black mana, focusing it onto the graves around her.
You think you can claim them faster than me?
Gissa's mana seeps into the ground and finds nothing to raise. The bodies have already found their new master, and it wasn't Gissa.
How did you...
Secrets.
Brother, I offer you an ultimatum. Me or this ungraceful, unsightly tramp.
Ooh, your words, they sting. Well, Geralt?
Dear sister. It looks like this is where we part.
Fine. I'm keeping Grimgrin.
She yanks on the giant's chains. It scoops her up onto his massive shoulder, and it shambles away. Please excuse her. She has her quirks, but she still is family. I'm sure you understand.
Never talk to me about family again, Geralt. I'd like to visit Machias.
I can arrange such a visit, but perhaps we should hurry. That man over yonder does not seem to be too fond of you. In the dim moonlight, Garrick stares at his prey. Liliana!
Oh, he's always such a bother. I have no patience for him today. He can play with my toys.
And in an instant, the undead break from their graves to meet Garrick's charge.
Lead the way.
He offers his arm, and she takes it, as they head back to Thraben. But in the high mountains of Sensia, another planeswalker appears. Unlike Gissa, Soren isn't a visitor. Innistrad is his home, and he is its protector. He breathes in the little air he can at this altitude, for there isn't enough of it to keep any mortal alive. Luckily, he is not mortal, but is this world's second vampire. Something's wrong. It was in the air, in the crackling frost at his feet. He knelt and dug his pale fingers into the earth, letting the dust fall. The balance was off. The balance he strove so hard to create. He remembers what Innistrad was before. Not just before Avacyn, but before. Before demons, before wolves, before Innistrad was Innistrad. The world was dark then too, but not in the same way. Evil had different names, and the word goodness didn't even have meaning. This was the world Soren was human in. The world his grandfather was an alchemist in, where he watched his subjects suffer in. And then Soren felt something. A feeling? What do they call it? Guilt? Sadness? He hated that reminiscent of humanity. The people his family lorded over were starving. The odd growth famine had struck again, but his grandfather Egger knew a way to let them all live. Half the population would sustain themselves off the successful crop, and that half would be the crop for the other half. And that's how Edgar became the first vampire, and Soren its second. A flash of pain, demonic rituals, blood sped before his eyes, and Soren shook it away. That was the day he was reborn, not as a vampire, but as a planeswalker. And he watched as Innistrad was reborn into a darker version of today's world, where humans were cornered and almost extinct. So Soren used magic alien to this world and made Avacyn at the cost of something great. The angel to unite and lead all other angels. Old vampires would forever hate him for it, but they didn't see the big picture. They didn't remember starving like Sauron did, and he was not going to let it happen again. He looked out to this world, the last part of him that wasn't a memory of a feeling, that was still fresh. She's gone. Sauron descends from Avacyn's birthplace to find his creation. He felt something again, a memory of a feeling he once held for his grandfather, but he couldn't recall its name. In the dark mausoleum, Geralf points to a carved wall with a likeness of every Lunarch to be buried in this place. All of them, but Micaias. They must have buried him behind this wall. There's a trick to this. A hidden keyhole, perhaps? Liliana touches one of the Lunarch's stone face. It cracks. And then the crack spreads and the wall falls away.
You can pick your jaw back off the floor now.
Yes. I'm sorry, my beautiful Lily. He moves to the least dusty of these tombs and pushes his crowbar under the lid. This one here should be... Ugh! Yes, this one is Uncle. If we take the body back to my lab...
Great. Decay sets in so fast in Innistrad. I'll need some quiet.
I doubt you can get any information this way. Like I said, if you took the body back...
Again, quiet, please.
Yes, just in my expertise. I believe that I can create a host for the brain.
Oh, little Geralf, you little man. Your expertise means nothing to me. If you live to be 100, you will still know less than me. Now shut up, and maybe you'll learn something for a change.
Yes, ma'am. Long minutes passed, and then Micaias opens his eyes. They were a striking green color against his pale skin. He rose, not like a shuddering dry corpse, but shaken like a man who has seen death. He's alive?
Not quite, but as close as you can get.
Where am I?
A mausoleum. I have a few questions.
Mausoleum. I've died. Yes. You. Hello again, Uncle. You look well. You unholy child. How dare you?
Save the scolding for later. I must know where Griselbrand is.
No. He can do that?
If I want my information, I need to leave as much of him in there as I can. Please, Lunarch. I know your nephew is a disappointment, killing you and raising you again.
I did no such...
But his intentions are good. I know a way to help rid this world of the demon Griselbrand. I can banish him.
Yes. My mind is clouded, but I remember the events. Avacyn. Praise be her name. She fought him. She came here. The courtyard above us. Her heart was pierced by him. And she drove both of them into the Hell Vault. They are in the Hell Vault.
Hell Vault. Good. I'll just shatter this...
You, necromancer, you cannot. The only way that relic can be opened is with a selfless act. That is why the angels can put demons in, and why they cannot come out. Are your intentions really that selfless?
No. But I have an idea of someone's whose might be.
Liliana walks away from the tomb. What of Uncle? She turns back, eyes glowing brilliant purple.
I don't care. He talks too much for my tastes. I prefer obedient pets.
The whole of the mausoleum's inhabitants stirs and raises to their feet. Liliana would lead her army to the Hell Vault. Reuben gets to his feet after hearing a distant scream. Something is happening. The guards will take care of it. Tell me more about your traveling partner. Rika bursts through the door.
The undead have infiltrated the... You!
With sudden anger, she takes the older man by his shoulders and shakes him.
I saw you kill that woman under the cathedral!
And then with most unnatural strength, he peels her hands off him, takes the sword, and stabs her through. Robin backs away to the door, surprised. Joffredus pulls away his robe, revealing a twisted metal collar burnt into his skin, glowing with power. Forget this woman. Join me, son. Avacyn is gone, and the Dark Ascension is now. Choking on her own blood, Rika reaches for him.
Robin!
I'm sorry. I can't. He opens the door, and Robin runs away. Nearby in the courtyard, Thalia has gathered a small unit of soldiers around the Hell Vault.
I won't let you pass.
I don't need to. Just turn your blade towards the stone, and I'll take my leave.
As guardian of Thraben, I've sworn an oath to protect.
Another scream is quickly muffled. More of her soldiers, priests, and healers are being pulled into the grizzled swarm of rotten bodies. They swore the same oath to protect the Holy Land and its relics to the death, and they were carrying those orders out the best they could. One healer, no more than 16, holds her face determined, eyes unwavering faith in Thalia. Her face contorts in pain, but no scream can escape as the zombie bites her throat out. Thalia's blade flies to the Hell Vault, shattering it as an eruption of light and shadows mingle. Hey guys, I hope you liked the dramatic retelling of the original Innistrad block. Please remember to comment and subscribe if you want to see the next dramatic retelling of Avacyn Restored, the set that follows this one. Who knows what crazy things could happen? It's not like that name gives anything away. As always, you can see my Know You're Playing video for more information on Innistrad. If you liked the video, please like it, and comment if you want to start a discussion below. I'm on Twitter as well at LanternMTG. I'm really hoping to make this the lore channel of Magic the Gathering, and I can't do it without you guys, so let your friends know about this video at your pre-release. Thanks so much for your support. If you want to find out more about this game, please follow the links on my channel to Wizards of the Coast. As always, I'm Lantern, and this is Lantern's Insight.